Hi everyone, comic book reviewer here. This time doing another Spidey-tember episode review. And this one we're finally doing Mind Games Part 2. Now, yeah, as you know, Mind Games Part 2 is meant to be the final episode to Spider-Man the New Animated Series. And of course, yeah, since the show got cancelled, it did leave things on a cliffhanger. And my best thoughts about the final episode is that it's not perfect, but in a way, it gives a sense of a message that sometimes in life, trying to do the right things means that sometimes it won't always work, and sometimes it's just best to stop and realize, is everything going to be back to normal after trying to set things right? So the premise of the episode is meant to feature how, after being mind-controlled by the Genny twins, we see how Peter Parker as Spider-Man faces Kraven the Hunter. And we do kind of see how after taking down Kraven, we see how Peter comes to realization that the Genny twins have been altering his mind and made him think that MJ was dead. And of course, we kind of see how the Genny twins have MJ, and we kind of see how, yeah, the Genny twins realize that basically Peter failed to kill Kraven, and we do kind of see how Peter has to find the Genny twins before it's too late. And I think the episode isn't too bad, because one, I actually do think, yeah, the Genny twins feel more like a real challenge for Peter Parker. And I actually do think Kathy Lee Griffin is actually perfect for Roxanne. She's more of the brains. She basically tries to calm Roland down, and I think Kathy Griffin isn't a bad choice to voice Roxanne, despite her being a terrible comedian at times. And I actually think, yeah, Jeremy Privin isn't bad as Roland. Like, he's kind of a dumb idiot, but you can tell he's a little bit of a perv and a bit of a kind of sadistic killer. And I think it's interesting how, yeah, there's even more references from the other Spider-Man film and the PS2 game, with how Kraven mentions how it's been a while since we tangled, and it's kind of implied that some events of the sort of Kraven revel did happen, but only happened differently. And we do see how one of the news anchors mentions about the Stark energy plant, which kind of implies that Tony Stark does exist and might also be Iron Man. I think what I also give the episode credit is actually showing how, yeah, despite everything Peter did to try and stop the Genny twins, we know there's going to come repercussions. We do kind of see how Indy's going to end up being put in the crossfire. We do see how Harry's hatred for Spider-Man is now formed to its full core. And we do kind of see Peter finally accepting that maybe Spider-Man is meant to be buried for a reason. And I think the ending just leaves the message that sometimes in life we try to do the right things, but sometimes maybe we should stop and realize if it's really doing any good. I think it's a good episode. I think, well, yeah, I know one of my friends, James, says it's one of the worst ones. I don't know, it really seemed like it was building season 2, and it's obvious, yeah, Harry would eventually be the Green Goblin. We would eventually see a version of the Sinister Six, probably with Turbojet, Silver Sable, Harry as the Green Goblin, also Pterodax, and probably some other past defeated Spider-Man foes. I also know director Brandon did said, had the series gone on, he would have used Mysterio, Vulture, and more of Kraven. And I think to me is that, yeah, I actually do think this episode does deserve a thumbs up. Well, it's not a great one. It definitely deserves to kind of give you this kind of big, epic build-up for a potential season 2. And I think my thoughts on Spider-Man, the new animated series, is that it's an okay adaptation. I think, obviously, yeah, since Spider-Man 2 was coming out, since, yeah, the new anime series was probably done as a way to kind of do its own loose continuation. I think some of the voices aren't bad. I think Neil Patrick Harris is a good choice for Peter Parker. I also do think, yeah, Ian Selgin is perfect for a smooth talker like Harry. But I also do think, yeah, some voices just don't fit what I think some characters would do. I think the worst offender is definitely Keith Cadlin for J. Jonah Jameson. He just doesn't sound like what I think Jameson's supposed to. I think when you've got other Spider-Man media with Jameson's voice, I think they can actually pull it off without sounding like what I think James Cadlin would sound like. Again, I actually do think this series deserves a thumbs up as well. Well, it's not a great series, and despite some hit and misses, it's watchable. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.